Ambassador Marcus Williams sat in the grand chamber of the Cretan Empire, surrounded by 12-foot-tall reptilian overlords whose scales shimmered with bioluminescent patterns meant to intimidate. The High Chancellor, Vextor the Merciless, had just finished a 20-minute speech about humanity's inevitable annihilation and the Empire's unstoppable armada. Marcus yawned. "Did you hear me, human?" Vextor's voice boomed through the chamber, shaking the crystalline walls. "We declare war upon your pathetic species. Our fleet of 10,000 warships will reduce your planet to cosmic dust." Marcus reached into his briefcase and pulled out a newspaper, an actual physical newspaper, the kind nobody had used in decades except for nostalgic effect. He unfolded it with a crisp snap and began reading, utterly ignoring the mounting rage on the alien faces around him. "Human!" Vextor roared. "You dare disrespect this council?" Marcus looked up over his reading glasses. "Oh, sorry. You were saying something about war." "Yeah, we've heard that before." He returned to his newspaper. The council chamber erupted in confused chittering and growls. General Zaxkor, commander of the Imperial military, slammed his 4 fists on the table. "Before? What do you mean, before?" Marcus sighed and folded his newspaper. "Listen, let me save everyone some time here. You're the Cretan Empire, right? Founded approximately 3,000 years ago, conquered 47 star systems, population of 83 billion, primary weapons are plasma-based with some kinetic options. How did you? Third rate at best." Marcus pulled out a tablet and swiped through some files. "Let's see, in the last century alone, humanity has been declared war upon by the Zorgoth Collective, wiped out in 6 weeks. The Crystalline Communion tried to glass Earth from orbit, we captured their entire fleet and now use their ships for civilian transport. Oh, and the hive mind of Sector 7 attempted to assimilate us. We assimilated them instead. They make excellent customer service representatives now." The council sat in stunned silence. Marcus continued, "The thing is, gentlemen and ladies and assorted other genders, you all make the same mistake. You see humans as weak because we're relatively new to the galactic stage, we don't have fancy scales or telepathy or live for 300 years. You think our planet is an easy target because it's just one world." He stood up and walked to the massive viewing window overlooking the Cretan homeworld. "But here's what you don't understand about humanity. We spent 10,000 years on one planet doing nothing but fighting each other. We perfected warfare before we even left our atmosphere. Do you know what we considered primitive weapons? Nuclear bombs. Biological warfare. Chemical agents that could wipe out entire continents." Vextor's scales flickered uncertainty. "That's barbaric." "That's Tuesday," Marcus replied flatly. "We had a saying on Earth, war never changes. And we meant it. While you species were unifying under peaceful banners and exploring the cosmos with curiosity, we were building weapons that could crack planets. Not because we needed to, because we could." He pulled up a holographic display from his tablet. "Your 10,000 warships. Cute. The United Earth Federation maintains a standing fleet of 80,000 vessels, and that's just what we admit publicly. Our smallest frigate has enough firepower to level your capital city. Our dreadnoughts carry weapons we've banned ourselves from using because they're too effective." General Zaxkor leaned forward. "You're bluffing." "Am I?" Marcus smiled. 3 days ago, your empire mobilized your fleet in Sector 445. You thought we didn't notice. Want to know why you haven't heard from Admiral Crixton since then?" The council members exchanged worried glances. "He surrendered," Marcus said simply. "Without firing a single shot. Because when he arrived in Sector 445, he found the human Third Fleet waiting for him. All 500 ships of yours versus our 60. He did the math and realized that fighting would be suicide. Smart Admiral. We gave him coffee and sent him home." "Impossible." Vextor shouted, but his voice cracked. Marcus pulled out his newspaper again. It's on page 4 of the Galactic Times, actually. Cretan fleet surrenders to humans without conflict. Made for a boring headline, honestly. We prefer peaceful resolutions. He looked up with a cold smile. But we're exceptionally good at the alternative. He walked back to his seat and leaned forward. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to rescind this declaration of war. You're going to issue a formal apology. And in return, we'll forget this happened and continue trading with you. We'll even throw in some free agricultural technology because, frankly, your food production is inefficient and we're humanitarian like that. And if we refuse? Vexthor asked weakly. Marcus stood and packed his briefcase. Then we'll do what we always do. We'll win. Quickly. Decisively. And then we'll rebuild your civilization better than it was before, because that's what humans do. We're annoyingly good at both destruction and construction. He walked toward the exit, then paused. Oh, and one more thing. That newspaper I was reading. It's from 1945. The date we dropped atomic bombs on ourselves to end a war. That was 80 years before we left our solar system. Imagine what we have now. The chamber doors closed behind him, leaving the Cretan Council in absolute silence. 2 hours later, Earth received a formal apology and a request for agricultural assistance. Ambassador Marcus Williams filed his report, ordered a burger, and started reading the next day's newspaper. The headline read, Humanity averts 15th war this year through intimidation and newspaper. He smiled. Humans had learned long ago that the best wars were the ones you never had to fight. But they'd also learned to be very, very good at fighting them anyway.